Hello? Well, it's been a fun 3 weeks. We had a lot of wonderful things happen where I live. My son's house was pelted by baseball-sized hail, took his roof out, and we didn't have much bad, but about a mile, 2 miles away from us, a lot of big trees were down, and I'll show you one here. Not that you really need to know. This fell on like a really old, nice house. It V'd the roof in, so I don't know what they're going to do with it yet. So, okay. Now, I have a question. I converted that to M-Style Designs. Would you guys like to see a tutorial on that? Put it in the comments if you'd like to see that. How is I did it in GIMP. I made it, All right. Here's my crude attempt. It actually worked, must say. I was trying to do a 3D because the one 3D Corvette logo, the cross flags, with Chevrolet and a checkered flag on the other. It actually worked, but I was having trouble painting it. Mr. Steady, yeah. I thought it gotten better, but for that small of doing checkers, is my paint was too runny. I needed something a little heavier, so I'm blaming the paint. Yeah, yep, that's it. It's paint. Notice how dirty that vet is. Man, all I do is keep polishing it. Pretty soon it's going to be down to gray primer. Here I'm cutting the flags out. 4 of them. Because one goes on the front in the grill, or not the grill, on that bulge just before the hood. There's a Corvette, there's a Chevy racing flags, and then the back on the gas hatch, not hatch, gas cap. What do you want? Filler cap, whatever you want to call it. Filler plug. Stop them from sloshing. Anyway, yeah, I was shocked. It worked. I mean, I really was I thought I'd glue it to the tape, which I didn't really care if I did. But now what I'm doing here is I stretched some sprue off camera. And I stretched it, and I thought, well, those are too heavy, so I went down the middle of the screw where it was thinner. Sprue, not screw. And started using those. I don't know. I got looking at it after I did it, and I know if I kept trying, I'd have done it. But I decided to make a decal instead, which I already planned on doing anyway. This was just a want-to-try thing. So, that didn't work. I mean, they're still there, they're made, but they're not going to be used. Another thing I need to keep a hold of, right? Then after I got done all gluing this up, I thought, how am I going to turn around with tape? And what you can't see here, well, maybe you can, but it's going to, as I sprayed it with some Tamiya primer, because I didn't want I wanted more of a white background than this. Well, obviously you want to leave the sprue, so I'm taping it to oh my god, cake pastel lid. Anybody ever use cake pastels? They're really, really good. Not for cars so much, but well, you can use stick too, but for dust and that. But man, aircraft tanks and ships, it's really a godsend. I'm painting one side's blue with the Chevy instead of the red, and the other side I did that, and I thought, well, the whole thing's flanked in black, the whole thing. So man, my brushes were like painting with a paint roller. It was just too thick. So I'm just showing you this, that trying to get some content going. Just too much stuff. Trying to get the garden planted. Raining every day. When it ain't raining, I gotta hurry up and mow. And I just got out of physical therapy, so I'm not going to that anymore. That helps a lot. Running people to work, running this, running that, working on cars, working on my wife's boss's car, off and on. Just, it's really been a hectic spring. And I get it all figured out, and then when I go to put it down, I forgot what I figured out. So, yeah, is that an old age event? I mean, I could see it in my mind what to do, but I just failed. Anyway, I have a way of screen recording what I'm doing on the computer, so I can definitely show you how I made those decals. I got some, and I'll show you how I scale them. You guys do everything different. I was not happy with the I got the paint's dry because I just used water to wipe it off. Isn't dry. Then I tried ink with a quill pen. Oh boy, that was worse. I thought I had more control. No. So wetting the brush, clean that off, and I think about now is when I said I'm going to try paint because that usually works. No. And you see, you can thin it a little bit with water and put it on there, and you can draw a fine line with it, but I just couldn't get it to behave. And I know it's something I'm doing. So anyway, this way you guys know, Shaky Jake makes mistakes also. I mean, actually that car is a bunch of little mistakes everywhere because I never did it before. The amount of work I did on this. Actually, I'll tell you the truth, scratch building a Corvette would have been easier. Would have been easier because when I opened the door up to have the door open, I thought, oh wow, yeah, this is gonna be nice. And then when I go to put the door together, the actual floor of the car is up higher than the door. You'd have had a huge, like 8-inch step to go lift your leg out of. At least that's the way they were. They're not split. They're solid going clear down. The thing, I couldn't even begin to get it to work. So now we're getting to the fun part. Oh geez. I am filling in the gaps between the door panel on the inside and the outside. So this is definitely very much a modified thing. I'm filling in all the holes, and I'm just no particular measurements. I'm just cutting a little at a time, using my whatever that is. I was sanding it. Then I marked where I thought it was looking thin, and when you know, I couldn't find a lead pencil. I'm using a charcoal one, so they don't want to work very well. And I didn't want to use the big fat carpenter's pencil, you know, those big flat square ones, so it doesn't roll off the roof or your desk. I removed the side board. You can see it laying there because I thought I might have trouble getting to it. I backed it off like this so I thought you could see more, and I know your name ain't Seymour, but anyway, just keep trial and error. That's all it is. And then when it fit in there to where it fits snugly, I'm trying to see how much is it going to fit the way I want it. Hold it down with my fat finger, Then I glue my finger to it. No big problem. A little awkward sleeping with that model on my finger all night, but anyway. I just noticed that cap was the same color as that car almost. Whew. Okay. Now, I hope I rotate it a little more. I think I do. Because I was really trying to make sure you're seeing what I'm doing. There's a gap between the inside of the car. You can see that black thing. There's a hole in the back. I'll show you here in a minute. And there we go. Sure, rotate it the wrong way, dummy. Then I think, is my door hinge broke again? So I decided to do it this way. So I'm doing that one, the end of the door. All right. Might have to. Right now I'm making the door latch, the little notch in it. I don't know what they look like on a Corvette. Certainly do on my pickup, my car, but not a Corvette. So it's getting one like my truck. I want to put a little striker in there, but I don't know if I can. I'm not as clever as some of you guys putting spring-loaded stuff. I'm a little ham-fisted. Right now I'm doing the screw heads that goes on that plate, and I'm using 10,000th card. And I'll put that's the back plate. I already did it on the front, then you haven't seen it yet. Sorry. Man, it's been hot here today, not horribly, but 90 degrees and humidity you can wring your shirt out with, around 80%. Tom, I know in Florida it's worse, so I know. Right there I was scribing the line for the plate, and I glued it over it with the notch in it, and that way it's there. And I still got to do the bottom of the door, which actually was the easiest part, believe it or not. So when I get this done, all I got to do is put the windshield in, put the sun visor, gear shift lever popped out, I got that, and some stuff on the door that came off with sawing or cutting the door in half. And I'm still trying to figure out why it's so wobbly, the door, but yeah. Anyway, then I got to paint it. It's going to be black, in case you want to know. I know it should probably be the blue. I don't feel like stuffing the interior of that thing full of tissue paper or taping it off. Anyway, this one I got fitting right away. And I'm just smoothing it out so there isn't no gaps. But every time I put it in there, it fell down in further. So waiting to see if this is it. I double piece 2/20,000ths card. I didn't feel like grabbing 40, and I glued it to the inside of the door for a ledge for it to rest on. That worked. And then it's wrapped up. Notice I did get my wiring undone in the back. I hope I didn't break anything. I haven't plugged it in. Don't wanna yet. Yes, I'm chicken. So there's the angle I should have had. There, see, I glued that piece in. Right there. Just as something to stick it there. Wait a little bit. That Mr. Thinner or whatever is, or Mr. whatever it is, sticks pretty quick. It's hot too. So just making sure everything's lined up down where it needs to be. And yes, I did try the door. It closes. Thank you for watching. Please like. If you don't do anything else, at least hit the like button. Thank you. Bye.